Good morning, sir. I'm Camille Di Maano and I will discuss the introduction of strategy analysis. Strategy analysis is making a choice that giving best for all the decision make, like setting a goal in every group in order to make a good output, and it also defines the internal and external environment to be analyzed.
My name is Noli B. Ramos. My report for today is all about strategies, analysis, and choice. The firm present strategies, objectives, and mission together with the external and internal audit information provide the basis for generating and evaluating feasible and alternative strategies. The alternative strategies represent incremental steps that move the firm from its current position to a desired future state. Lesson 1. The nature of strategy, analysis, and choice. When trying to get into depth of strategy analysis, it is very essential for a student to understand what the word strategy usually signifies. It can be safely said that strategy is the clear choices that the top management of a company makes the way for business success. The nature of strategy analysis and choice depends on the level of the ambiguity that is present in an industry. The process of generating and selecting strategies never consider all feasible alternatives that could benefit the firm because there are an infinite number of possible actions, an infinite number of ways to implement those actions. Therefore, a manageable set of the most attractive alternative strategies must be developed. The advantages and disadvantages, trade-off costs, and benefits of these strategies should be determined. This section discusses the process that many firms use to determine an appropriate set. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Marquis Rendon, and for my topic for today is a lesson 2, a comprehensive strategy formulation framework. After understanding this topic, you're able to understand the basic phenomena of strategy formulation framework and also understand the stages of strategy formulation framework. Placing an important role in strategic management analysis and choice largely involves making subjective decisions based on objective information. This topic includes important concepts that can help strategists generate feasible alternatives, evaluate those alternatives, and choose a specific course of action. Behavioral aspects of strategy formulation are described, including politics, culture, ethics, and social responsibility considerations. Modern tools for formulating strategy are described, and appropriate role of a board of directors is discussed. Important strategy formulation techniques can be integrated into three-stage decisions. And here is Ms. Camille Di Maano to discuss the stage 1 and the stage 2. Thank you.
The input stage. This is the first step in order to make a good formulation and to generate it properly. The matching stage. Strategy is sometimes defined as the match because it focuses in aligning external and internal factors.
Hi everyone, again I'm Marquis Rendon, and I'm here to continue our report. A SWOT matrix. SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And the SWOT analysis is a technique for assessing these four aspects of your business. You can use SWOT analysis to make the most what you got to your organization's best advantage, and you can reduce the chance of failure by understanding what you're lacking and eliminating hazards that would otherwise catch you unawares. Strength opportunities. Use internal strength to capitalize on external opportunities. For example, if you have a person or committee that is adept at writing grant proposal and there is a lot of grant money available, then a strategy may be devote more focus to this area. Weaknesses opportunities. Improve internal weaknesses by using external opportunities. Example, your agency has not had success in this area. That's weaknesses. But there are opportunities to gain access to these grant monies. You could hire an expert or consultant. You could outsource the whole project. Perhaps you decide to send staff member to various training and seminars so he or she can become your own in-house expert. Strength and threats. Use internal strength to avoid external threats. Suppose there is a threat of funding decrease dramatically in your service area. What are what are your organization's strengths that can help? Do you have a deeper pocket to supply weather the storm? Maybe you are more efficient than other agencies into your area. How many nonprofits utilizing a volunteer management software like Volunteer Hub can also serve as strategic advantage to become more efficient and effective? Weaknesses and threats. This is definitely the most defensive position on the SWOT matrix. The strategies created here we want to avoid threats and minimize weaknesses. It is the most often used when an organization is in a bad position. For example, perhaps an agency isn't as efficient as stakeholders expect, and there is the threat of losing funding. In this case, it might make sense of merge some programs with another organization to leverage resources better and ultimately hang on the funding. SWOT analysis summarizes the most important internal and external factors that may affect the organization's future, which are referred to as strategic factors. There are 8 steps involved in constructing SWOT matrix. When used appropriately, SWOT analysis can provide a good foundation for strategy formulation. However, SWOT analysis has some drawbacks in the measurement and evaluation step in the strategic decision-making process. That's all for my topic. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I am Martangelo Tubise and I'm going to continue our report. Strategic Position and Action Evaluation Space Matrix. Its 4-quadrant framework indicates whether aggressive, conservative, defensive, or competitive strategies are most appropriate for a given organization. Using the Strategic Position and Action Evaluation Matrix method, we find the strategic position posture of an organization. We have analyzed 4 dimensions in this method. 2 contribute to the internal dimension and the other 2 external dimensions. The internal dimension includes competitive advantage and financial strength, which are the major factors that determine the strategic position of any organization. The external dimension includes the industry strength and the environmental stability, which is used to identify the strategic position in the industry. By evaluating these 4 dimensions, we result in 4 different strategic postures, namely, aggressive posture indicating that the company can fully exploit available opportunities and enhance its market share as the company has high financial strength, high industry strength, enjoys competitive advantage and belongs to an attractive industry and operates in a relatively stable environmental condition posture. This posture is the competitive posture indicating limited financial strength, medium competitive advantage in an attractive industry and operating in a relatively volatile or unstable environment, necessitating the company to maintain and enhance competitive advantage by improving different product, widening the product line, improving marketing effectiveness and mobilizing, augmenting financial resources. This posture is considered to be similar to Michael Porter's generic strategy of product differentiation. Conservative posture, indicating a company having a limited competitive advantage in a not so attractive industry but enjoying financial strength and operating in a relatively stable environment. Such a company should endeavor to cut down non-performing products, control cost, improve productivity, introduce new products, and enhance sales by profitable market expansion. This posture can be compared to Michael Porter's generic strategy of focus. Defensive posture indicates a company that lacks both competitive advantage and financial strength and belongs to a not so attractive industry and operates in an unstable environment. All four dimensions are weak and work against the company. It's advisable for such a company to initiate measures like discontinue non-viable products, tightly control costs, and monitor cash flow strictly. Cutting down, reducing capacity, and postponing or limiting investment. The basic strategic posture determines the appropriate financial as regards the protect-related investments after identifying the appropriate posture of an organization, which in turn helps to identify the organization's generics competitive strategies. This leads to define the strategic thrust for the business. Afterward, the managers or the top-level management of the organization can choose the appropriate strategy in which their organization needs to focus to achieve the strategic objective and goal. The other one is the Boston Consulting Group, BCG Matrix. The Boston Consulting Group's BCG Products Portfolio Matrix, BCG Matrix, is designed to assist with long-term strategic planning by examining a company's product portfolio to choose where to invest, terminate, or develop items. Understanding the Boston Consulting Group BCG Matrix, the horizontal axis of the BCG Matrix represents the amount of market share of a product and its strength in the particular market. By using relative market share, it helps measure a company's competitiveness. The vertical axis of the BCG Matrix represents the growth rate of a product and its potential to grow in a particular market. In addition, there are four quadrants in BCG Matrix. Products with question marks. Products with high market growth but a low market share. Stars. Products with high market growth and high market share. Dogs. Product with low market growth and a low market share. Cash cows. Products with low market growth but a high market share. The assumption in this matrix is that an increase in a relative market share will result in increased cash flow. A firm from utilizing economies of scale and gains a cost advantage relative to competitors. The market growth rate varies from industry to industry but usually shows a cutoff point of 10%. Growth rate higher than 10% are considered high, while growth rates lower than 10% are considered low. Question marks. Products in the question marks quadrant are in a market that is growing quickly but where the product have a low market share. Question marks are the most managerially intensive products and require extensive investment and resources to increase their market share. Investment in question marks are typically funded by cash flows from the cash cow quadrant. The dogs products in the dogs quadrant are in a market that is growing slowly and where the products have a low market share. Products in the dogs quadrant are typically able to sustain themselves and provide cash flows, but the products will never reach the stars quadrant. Firms typically phase out products in the dogs quadrant unless the products are complementary to existing products or used for a competitive purpose. The stars products in the star quadrant are in a market that is growing quickly and one where the products have a high market share. Products in the stars quadrant are marketing leading products and require significant investment to retain their market position, boost growth, and maintain a competitive advantage. And the cash cows product in the cash cow products quadrant are in a market that is growing slowly and where the products have a high market share. Products in the cash cows quadrant are thought of as products that are leaders in the marketplace. The products already have a significant amount of investment in them and do not require significant further investment to maintain their position. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, I'm Victor Chica and my topic is the internal and external matrix. The IA matrix can be divided into three major groups that have different strategy implications. First, the prescriptions for divisions that fall into cells can be described as grow and build. Integrative strategies can be most appropriate for less divisions. Second, the division that fall into cells 3, 5, 7 can be managed best with hold and maintain strategies. Market penetration and product development are two commonly employed strategies for this type of divisions. Third, the common prescriptions for divisions that fall into cells 6, 8, and 9 is harvest or diverse. Successful organizations are able to achieve portfolio of businesses position in around cell in the IA matrix. Next, the Grand Strategy Matrix. The Grand Strategy Matrix has become a popular tool formulating feasible strategies, along with the SWOT analysis, Space Matrix, BCG Matrix, and IA Matrix. Grand Strategy Matrix is the instrument for creating alternative and different strategies for the organization. All companies and divisions can be positioned in one of the Grand Strategy Matrix, 4 strategy quadrants. The Grand Strategy Matrix is based on 2 dimensions derived from the portfolio analysis. This matrix offers feasible strategies for a company to consider which are listed sequential order of attractiveness in a quadrant of the matrix. Quadrant 2, market development, market penetration, horizontal integration, investiture, liquidation. Quadrant 1, market development, market penetration, product development, forward integration, horizontal integration, and related diversification. For Quadrant 3, retrenchment, related diversification, and related diversification, investiture, and liquidation. For Quadrant 4, related diversification, joint ventures. Next, the decision stage. The decision stage involves a single technique, the quantitative strategic planning matrix, a QSPM input, information from one strat, information from stage 1, objectively evaluate feasible. Strategies identified in stage 2. A QSPM reveals relative attractiveness of proposed strategies and thus provides an objective basis for selecting the ultimate strategy. Thank you.
Good day, sir, class. My name is Justin Bermundo and I'm gonna tackle about the quantitative strategy planning matrix or QSPM. First, what is QSPM? QSPM is a high-level strategic management approach for evaluating possible strategies. QSPM also provides an analytical method for comparing feasible alternative action. The QSPM methods falls within so-called Stage 3 of the Strategic Formulation Analytical Framework. QSPM is a ranking strategy to achieve the prioritized list. There are only one analytical technique in the literature designed to determine the relative effectiveness of feasible alternative action, which also comprises Stage 3 of the Strategy Formulation Analytical Framework. This technique is objectively indicated to determine which alternative strategy are the best. It is a high-level strategic management approach for evaluating feasible strategy. And the next one is, the QSPM also provides an analytical method for the conquering feasible alternative action. Objectively, select the best strategy using the input from the other management technique and some easy computations. Also use the method input from the Stage 1 analysis matrix from them which the result from Stage 2 analysis and then decide objectively among alternative strategy which one the alternative strategy is the best and suitable. And thank you, that's all.
Hello everyone, my name is Derek Mark Emanuel, and this is the continuation of our report. The cultural strategy of choice. Organizational culture affects formulation of strategy determining information gathering, perception, and interpretation of the environment. Namely, culture can facilitate or prevent implementation of the strategy through the legitimation process. All organizations have a culture. First, it is beneficial to view strategic management from a cultural perspective because such often rests on the degree of support that strategies receive from a firm's culture. Second, if a firm's strategy are supported by cultural products such as values, beliefs, rites, rituals, ceremonies, stories, symbols, language, heroes, and heroines, then managers often can implement changes swiftly and easily. Third, strategies that require fewer cultural changes may be more attractive because extensive changes can take considerable time and effort. The politics strategy of choice. All organizations are political unless managed. Political maneuvering consumes valuable time, subverts organizational objectives, diverts human energy, and result in the loss of some valuable employees. A major responsibility of strategies is to guide the development of coalition, to nurture an overall team concept, and to gain the support of the key individuals and the group of individuals. Equipenality. It is often possible to achieve similar results using different means or paths. Strategies should recognize that achieving a successful outcome is more important than imposing the method of achieving it. It may be possible to generate new alternatives that give equal results, but within far greater potential for gaining commitment. Satisfying. Achieving satisfactory result with an acceptable strategy is far better than failing to achieve optimal result with an unpopular strategy. Generalization. Shifting focus from specific issues to more general ones may increase strategies. Option for gaining organizational commitment. Focus on higher order issues. By raising an issue to higher level, many short-term interests can be postponed in favor of long-term interests. For instance, by focusing on issue of survival, the airline and automotive industries were able to persuade unions to make concessions on wage increases. That's all. Thank you. Thank you for listening.